Good morning, everyone. Merry stupid o'clock. I got up way late. We're talking 10 minutes ago late. So I'm in a very special mood because I don't get to do anything in my routine. And we all know that that's not so good when you're an autistic. But welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I am your host, Tiffany Daniels. Before we get into anything this morning, a few of the usual disclaimers. First off, you are going to see the link to this investigative report we've been going over in regards to the 1909 investigation to the death of Linda Cornelison right there in the description box alongside the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subjects, the template, folks, sign your name, click on your senator. We are working to end improper restraints and aversive therapies, as well as seclusion in public schools. It does kill kids every year. Any ever-present self-explanatory change.org shut the Judge Rotenberg Center down petition. Also, folks, when we talk about the JRC, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips or surveillance footage of peoples with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you have young children present, folks, please use your headphones, all right? Also, folks, it is 3:14 a.m. stupid o'clock in the morning, and I am not even through my first cup of coffee, which is dangerous time. So, if I stumble over my words this morning, my apologies in advance, alright? Alright, we're going to try to make this quick. I'm going to try to get back to routine as close as humanly possible here. So let's go where we left off yesterday. So we are going to number 7. Yeah, 7. Current sanitation and public health issues were uncovered in this investigation relating to the belt feeder. Perishable foods such as milk and milk products, eggs, meat were kept unrefrigerated on the belt feeder for over 1 hour and up to 4 hours, increasing the risk of food poisoning. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Those are some of the most volatile foods when not properly kept on the human body that I can possibly imagine this early in the morning and this close away from my sleep. It's not a good idea, folks. It's bad. It's bad. There are some staff who reportedly put only a limited amount of portions on the feeder, 10 versus the full 20, so that the food does not get cold or unhealthy. How this sometimes results in the food reward being delayed after the positive behavior is exhibited. Why am I not surprised? So they can't even keep their word? Invest in refrigerating your wheel of death. Every call center does it, and I promise, JRC, they don't get the millions of dollars from the federal government that you do. The above problems, including lack of refrigeration, continue today. However, they were pointed out as far back as 1990. For BRI nutritionist in October 29, 1990 memorandum to the nursing staff stating the following. I have discussed with W19 BRI administration the possibility of having the belt feeder refrigerated to help prevent food poisoning. Michael is having this looked into. In the meantime, perishable food including meat, eggs, milk, and milk products should not be left in the belt feeder or at room temperature for more than 1 hour. If perishable food items are left any longer than this, there's an increased risk for food poisoning. Gee, you'd think. See, we who have worked in fast food know for a fact that after a certain amount of time, any stored food, meat patties, ground beef, if you've worked at Taco Bell, which I have, it's got to be thrown out if it's in there for about an hour. The item that was in the container has to be clean, then sterilized, and then fresh meat put in. It's common sense. It's a common occurrence. And if it is not done, you can have your restaurant closed down. Come on now. The Board of Health agent in Rhode Island was contacted regarding inspections, rules, regulations, and or applicable laws. State Inspector Ed Bardaja stated they do not perform inspections each year in a regular basis. He stated that the last inspection for BRI was in 1989. As noted below, Rhode Island Department of Health recently conducted an unannounced visit to BRI. He stated he only inspected the kitchen relative to food. When asked why the classrooms were not also inspected, pertaining to the belt feeders, Mr. Wardija stated he did not have prior knowledge of the belt feeders. Mr. Wardija forwarded this to the investigator a copy of the codes for the state of Rhode Island and a copy of the BRI's inspection. Related provisions of the code include the term food service establishment shall mean any nonprofit organization or institution routinely serving food. Number 2, perishable food shall mean any food of such type or in such condition as may spoil. Number 3, potentially hazardous food shall mean any perishable food which consists in whole or in part milk or milk products, eggs, meat, poultry, fish, shellfish, or other ingredients capable of supporting rapid and progressive growth of infections or toxigenic microorganisms. If they treat their food like this, I wonder how badly it's prepared. Number 4, F2.2 Food Protection. All food while being stored shall be protected from contamination. All perishable food shall be stored at such temperature as will protect against spoilage. All potentially hazardous food shall be maintained at safe temperatures, 45 degrees Fahrenheit or below or 140 Celsius or above, except for the temperatures 45 F below or 140 above, except during periods of preparation and service. Compliance. Conveniently located refrigeration facilities shall be provided as needed to assure the maintenance of all food at required temperatures during storage. Preparation. Meat salads, poultry salads, potato salad, egg salad, cream-filled pastries, and other potentially hazardous prepared foods shall be prepared, preferably from chilled products, with a minimum of manual contact and on surfaces with utensils which are clean and which prior to use have been sanitized. Thank you. Cleanliness. All employees shall thoroughly wash their hands and arms with soap and water before starting work, and shall wash hands during work hours as often as may be required to remove all soil and contamination, as well as after visiting the toilet room. Hair nests, headbands, caps, or other effective hair restraints shall be used by employees engaged in preparation of service of food to keep hair from food and food contact surfaces. This is common knowledge if you've ever worked fast food like a single day in your life. These rules, at the time Vi attended this facility, were not adhered to. The belt feeder currently remains a non-refrigerated unit. Classroom staff are without food preparation training. Rules and regulations of the Department of Health, State of Rhode Island, pages 63 to 65. Many of these problems were still found to exist by the Rhode Island Department of Health, who visited BRI on August 24, 1994. The report is attached to as Appendix 1. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and close off. I did say I was going to keep it pretty short this morning, so this is a little telling, though, in spite of being brief. It means, on top of everything else, and all the other regulations they skirt around, the JRC is never called out on their obvious violations of food safety. Food safety. These incompetent fools can't even get their food safety correct. And yet, here they are, continuing to get away with it. The potential health risks to any student is enormous. No other school, even a fast food restaurant, could not get away with skirting around basic food safety. Yet somehow the JRC continues to exist. I wonder if even to this day their belt feeders are refrigerated or not. It'd be something to look into. This is incompetence on the highest level. Their teams are not adequately trained in any area whatsoever. They are not trained properly to deal with the developmentally disabled or those with mental health issues. They are not properly trained to how to act in emergencies. They are not properly trained in proper food preparation and food safety. They're not properly trained, period. At all. At all. And this is why I tell parents, you can't just trust what these people tell you when they tell you to stick a kid in the school. You've got to do your own homework. You've got to do your own homework. We live in a world and in a time that we just can't take people's word for it anymore. And no, I don't care if they are speaking from a position of authority or not. Or not. It doesn't matter. That is your child. And it is your duty as a parent to not blindly trust anyone who tells you one thing or another. It is your duty as a parent to read into it, to look deeper. Because when you don't, your child may end up like Linda Cornelison. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close out this morning. We don't get very many views on this channel, especially on this subject. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So folks, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, don't forget to hit the comments, and feed that algorithm, alright? Also, pray for me. This is coffee. It's not my calm down tea, it's literally coffee. That's how far behind schedule I am. So, pray for me that my brain will start, kicking in and working, okay? All right. I do appreciate your time this morning. And as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.